Hi, and welcome to the Insurance, Retirement, and Estate Planning course in the Personal Finance series in the online MBA program at UMass. I'm Tom Mihawk. I'm thrilled to have you in this course. I'm glad you're here. This course used to be called 697 QF. It's now called MBA 716. Some of you I know were in the investments course that just finished in the summer session. So welcome back. Thrilled to have you back. I love veterans. Some of you may have taken my introduction course or the cash management course that are offered in winter session. And if so, hi. Again, thrilled to have you here. Love veterans who know the course. This course was first offered in the winter session 2013, 2014. It was we first offered the introduction course, maybe a year or two. Cash management was added, then investments, and this course, insurance, retirement, and estate planning. So I've done this now for, I guess this is my 10th year. So welcome. Glad to have you. Let me tell you a little bit about myself so you know who you're dealing with, and do we get to know each other faster this way by this video. So I'm an undergrad mechanical engineer. I went back to graduate business school, went to work on Wall Street in corporate finance and investment banking. I did mergers and acquisitions and initial public offerings and a variety of projects. Traveled, well, investment banking, went into a portfolio company that built financial planning programs in banks. And I stayed in that industry. I went in as like an MBA job, director of corporate development, and stayed in that industry, distributing first through banks, then independent planners, and ultimately ran, and by distributing, I mean insurance, investments, those kinds of investment management services. At the end of the 10 years, I was traveling all around the country. I was in a different city every week, been to all the big ones in the US and a bunch of small ones too. And I was running the sub-advisory channel for an investment management firm in the Philadelphia suburbs. Sub-advisory means you put your investment management services into the fund from another name. So, for example, we had a Fidelity Technology Fund that was run by my firm, Pilgrim Baxter. You may know Vanguard Windsor. It's run by Wellington. Those are called sub-advisors. So Vanguard's not running those assets, or in my case, Fidelity. But we were running those assets. My firm was. And we were doing similar things in the 401k program at Cigna. We had funds at Transamerica, Schwab, so all over the country. For the last 18 years, I've done private client work, and I've done mostly insurance-related estate planning work, but also private equity, certainly investments before that, family office services, and mostly focusing on high and ultra high net worth clients, although also bank, regular clients, people that come into branches, people that are not high net worth. And I now work for JP Morgan, private bank. We focus on high and ultra high net worth people. We offer everything: investments, borrowing or lending for mortgages, second homes. We do cash management. We offer advice in estate planning and selling a business and philanthropic interests. Just this morning, JP Morgan announced this is the announcements for the end of the first half of the year, and the bank, JP Morgan Chase, is now as big in the second quarter of 2023 as the whole bank was in 2004 or 2007. Depends on whether you look at net income, net interest income, or net income, I guess I should say, or revenues. So the bank had an incredible quarter. It's a great place to work. I have unbelievable tools, both breadth and depth. I have terrific colleagues, and the focus is really on providing great service to our clients, bringing them in, give them the great service that JP Morgan Private Bank can do, and have them be well advised and be happy. A few other additional things about me. I have two children, grown children. One's an investment banker, which influenced a little bit maybe by my having done it earlier in my career, but he's gone way beyond anything I did. He has more deals closed than I did. He is married, has a young 3-year-old daughter, just an adorable little girl. She's our only grandchild. And then we have a also grown daughter who lives in Brooklyn, and she works for a Series D ed tech company. They build leadership programs for large corporations around the United States and revenue share, teaming up with universities like where I went, University of Virginia, Darden School, University of Chicago Booth, UCal Berkeley, Columbia, and schools like that. I'm also married, 37 years now, which is hard to believe. One thing that's going to impact the course is that I coach sports. Well, a couple of things I did. I coached sports for about a dozen years, girls and boys, intramural competitive and intramural not so competitive and travel competitive, soccer and lacrosse. And in those experiences and through those years, I had 3 undefeated teams. And this is one of the sort of taglines I put on my resume. I'm going to talk about resumes in just a moment, but on my resume to catch people's attention, which is 3 undefeated teams. But I did this without playing only my best players all the time. If you play only your best players all the time and you lose some, and even if you don't, even if you win all the time, your parents and your players begin to dislike you. I was able to develop talent, find people, put people in the right places, help grow their skills, push, and engage with them and create an energy level and motivation that helped us produce, achieve. And I want to bring the same thing to this classroom, this class, I guess I should say. The online environment is different than face-to-face, and when I started 10 years ago, everyone was always comparing, how do we make online look like face-to-face, and how do we bring some of the techniques? And today, those two have merged. It's kind of like when laptops first appeared, right? And everyone said, well, we'll be paperless. Well, now we have even more paper. And so techniques that I learned in the online environment, I use in my face-to-face teaching. Techniques that I have used face-to-face, I use in the online environment. What I want to create for us is an energetic community, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, community where we learn from each other, we have interaction, where I push you a little bit to try to help you do more than maybe you thought you could do on your own. This course is set up, this is the syllabus, it's set up to be flexible. You can work ahead if you know you're going to travel or be on vacation or something like that, or you can work ahead. There are due dates, however, and if you miss a due date, if there's no reason, be in touch, by the way. If there's a critical issue has come up for you, or you've had an injury or something like that, be in touch. I'm reasonable. But if not, a late deliverable is a half letter grade reduction. So A to A minus to B plus. It's not a lot. It's not enough. It's just enough to dissuade people from being late, to encourage them to be on time, but not so much to hurt you significantly. Let's go through the syllabus real quick. We don't have anything due until the 29th of July, so you have a few weeks. We're just wrapping up this week, preview week. We start next Monday, so you have plenty of time to get started and get organized. Something is due every week after that. We have a project due on August 5th, so after the 2nd week, and a project due on August 19th, after the 4th week. The 5th week is due on the last day of the class, which is the 25th. I debate whether to have these due. Everything's due on Saturdays, Saturday evening. I know that may impact your Saturday activities, but you're signed up for the course. I've thought about doing them on Sundays, other days, but Saturday seems to be the best. It's the middle of the weekend. It seems to work well for students. On your discussions are not easy to be part of. I lay out a bunch of several concepts, several topics you can talk about, and the conversations will thread through. If you want an A, this is a 1-credit course, and by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, but it had been true. I don't know if I haven't double checked this recently, but you should be able to get a credit toward a minor with this course. You should also be able, if you're an alum, tell your friends that are alums. They can get in, I think, for half price, which is a nice thing. If you want to earn an A in this 1-credit course, and by the way, all 4, introduction, cash management, investments, and this course add up to 1 full personal finance course. But if you want an A on your discussions, make it obvious for me that you want an A. You should have 3 posts. Each post should have at least 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph should have multiple sentences. If you submit less than that, it's less than an A. If you submit only 2 sentences with 3 paragraphs each of 3 posts, you're like right on the line. Help the reviewer, me. Help me give you an A if that's what you want. If you don't, if you're busy, if you can't do it, I get it. You don't have to get an A, but for a 1-credit elective course like this, most people would like to get an A. Make it obvious to me, please, that that's what you want, okay? And you'll see the grading scenario for other scores also. There are 2 projects, as I mentioned, and we will have probably 2 Zooms. Zooms provide better engagement for you. They provide better learning for you and your classmates. They give you extra credit, okay? Participate. Take advantage of the Zoom. Join in. Be engaged in the course. Learn more. Help your classmates to learn more. I published a book for this course. It's for my personal finance teaching. I used to have a note, and during COVID, was able to expand it into a book. It's called Optimize Your Resume. It's available at Amazon. We use it in the introduction course. It's part of chapter 3, which is called Professional Aspects of Personal Finance. It has to do with interviewing, resume writing, networking, communications, that sort of stuff. If you would like to talk about your resume, I'm happy to while you're in this course, and after that, frankly, but while you're in this course. Be in touch. Send me an email. I'm available, by the way, for any personal planning questions you have. And anything about the course, be in touch. If you're feeling isolated, you're in an online course and you want some more interaction with the instructor, be in touch. I've talked to students, I talk to them all the time about their resumes, and they find the book impactful, they find it helpful. Notice it was a #1 hot new release at one point. It was highly ranked. I mean, it's What Color is Your Parachute is a book I used 30 years ago. It's a fabulous book. I wasn't #1 over What Color is Your Parachute for long, but I was briefly. And the book is very helpful. It's effective. I know it is because students have been in touch about it. And I've seen the results. So, if you want to reach me, LinkedIn, YouTube, tomjmihawk@gmail.com is best. I use my UMass email account, but I don't check it as often as my Gmail account. You can also find me at Instagram and Twitter for resume optimization. I'm thrilled to have you in the course. Thank you for selecting it. I'm looking forward to our next 6-7 weeks together. And if you have any questions, as I said, please be in touch. I want this to be an interactive, engaging experience for you. I want to push you a little bit beyond what you thought you might do so you'll learn more. Once you learn the foundation personal finance elements, you can then add to that. You will use it the rest of your life. My students I taught undergrad at Villanova, often said in their reviews, this was one of the most valuable courses they took in their entire college experience. And that's because everyone has to deal with these issues: insurance, investments, cash management, job hunting. All these things are things you do all the time. And you just add, if you learn base skills, then you add to them the rest of your life. So, thrilled to have you. Thanks for taking the course. Tom Mihawk, tomjmihawk@gmail.com. Be in touch. I'll be very happy to talk with you, and I look forward to working together in the course. Thank you. Take care.